Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Young and the Restless recap. Thursday, September 5. Billy throws Jack out, Claire's movie offer and chance for co-CEO. The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers recap for Thursday, September 5, reveals that Lily Winters, Crystal Cowell, will bump into Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and give him updates on Billy Abbott's, Jason Thompson, decision to oust her from Abbott Chancellor. Once Jack sees that Billy is going off the rails again, he'll assure Lily that he's going to talk to his brother and try to open his eyes. At Newman Enterprises, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, will give Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, the news about Billy firing Lily, who offered to team up on a takedown in exchange for the top chancellor position. Since Nikki will still plan to take the CEO spot for herself, Victor will suggest they can let Lily believe she'll get what she wants. However, Nikki won't think it's wise to lie and will insist on being upfront with Lily about taking a different role at the company. Once Victor summons Lily, she'll be surprised to find that Nikki wants to join the meeting. Lily will assume Victor is ready to strike a deal, but he'll want to lay out some different terms. However, Victor will point out that he'd like whatever inside info Lily has to offer first. That way, he can determine if it's useful. Lily will seem taken aback and unsettled over the whole situation. At Abbott Chancellor, Billy will bicker with Chance Chancellor, Connor Floyd, and complain when he learns Chance went behind his back to alert Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, to the latest company drama. Chance will also shock Billy by proposing that he take on the co-CEO position. Once Chance sells himself as the ideal candidate, Billy will wonder what'll happen if he says no. Chance will suggest he'll say goodbye and good luck if Billy turns him down. After Chance sends Billy a 10-year plan with all the details, he'll urge Billy to look it over and see that he's the right man for the job. After Chance struts out on Thursday's I&R episode, Jack will barge in and complain about Billy's latest round of self-sabotage. Billy won't want to hear another lecture and will ultimately get agitated enough to throw Jack right out of his office. At the Abbott mansion, Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, will get an eyelash off Kyle Abbott's, Michael Mueller, face and urge him to make a wish like Harrison Abbott, Redding Munsell, taught her. With Harrison going back to school, Kyle will hint about reduced hours and Fitch to find out if Claire might be looking for a full-time job elsewhere. Claire will assume this is about the offer to go back to work for Nikki, but she won't want to abandon Harrison, especially considering all the recent custody drama. Kyle will admit things are looking up in that department since he's working out a new agreement with Summer Newman, Allison Lanier. Once Kyle clarifies that, he'll once again wonder about whether Claire wants to stay in the nanny role. Claire will assure Kyle that she does, particularly since the details of working with Nikki again aren't figured out yet. It's something that can be postponed until sometime in the future. Kyle will admit he'd miss having Claire in his life if she wasn't around, and will point out that friends can go out to dinner. When Kyle asks how Claire would feel about grabbing a meal or catching a movie with him, Claire will be on board. Kyle will acknowledge that people might get the wrong idea, but Claire won't care what anyone else thinks. After a lifetime of living under Jordan's, Colleen Zank, control, Claire will plan to do what she wants now. The latest episode of The Young and the Restless kicked off with more tension than ever brewing between the Abbott brothers, Billy and Jack. After weeks of pent-up frustration, things finally came to a head as Billy made a bold move, forcing Jack to face an unexpected and painful reality. Meanwhile, Claire's dazzling movie offer threw her into the limelight, and a surprising opportunity came knocking for Chance, but it wasn't without its complications. Billy's breaking point. Abbott brothers at war. The episode began at the Abbott mansion, where Billy Miller was pacing in the living room, his mood dark and brooding. His relationship with Jack, Peter Bergman, had been deteriorating for weeks, with simmering tensions boiling over every time they spoke. Today, Billy had reached his limit. "You don't get it, do you, Jack?" Billy shouted, his voice hoarse with anger. "You're always trying to control everything, and you don't care who you steamroll in the process. This isn't your company to run like some dictator. Jabot belongs to all of us." Jack remained calm, but there was a glint of frustration in his eyes. He had spent years navigating the turbulent waters of the family business, always trying to maintain control, always believing he knew best. But Billy's rebellion was becoming more than just a nuisance, it was threatening to tear the family apart. "Billy, you're not thinking straight," Jack said, trying to keep his voice level. "This isn't about control. It's about protecting the company from your impulsive decisions. I've been trying to help you." Billy scoffed. "Help? Is that what you call it? You're suffocating me, Jack. I'm not your little brother that you can just push around. I've got my own ideas for Jabba, and if you won't let me be a part of it, then maybe it's time for you to step aside." Jack's face hardened. "Step aside? I've been running this company since you were still figuring out what you wanted in life. You're not ready to take on the responsibility, Billy. You're reckless, and that's not what Jabba needs right now." Billy's fists clenched, his voice rising. "I'm reckless. Look at the decisions you've made. Look at the people you've hurt. You think you're protecting Jabba, but all you're doing is driving a wedge between us." And with that, Billy made a shocking move. He demanded Jack leave the house. "I can't do this anymore, Jack. You've got to go. I can't have you breathing down my neck every second." Jack's eyes widened in disbelief. "You're throwing me out of my own home." "It's not just your home," Billy snapped. "It's mine too. And if you're going to keep undermining me, then you need to go. Get out, Jack. I mean it." Stunned, Jack didn't argue further. For the first time in their long and complicated relationship, Jack realized Billy was serious. Without another word, Jack grabbed his coat, casting one final glance at Billy before walking out the door, the tension between the two brothers palpable. Claire's movie offer. A rising star. While the Abbott brothers were tearing each other apart, Claire, Ray Lancaster, was facing a dilemma of her own. At Crimson Lights, she sat with her agent, who had just delivered the exciting news of a movie offer. Claire had been steadily rising in the fashion world, but this was her chance to break into something even bigger, a starring role in a major motion picture. "This is it, Claire," her agent said, sliding the contract across the table. "This could catapult you to the next level. You'd be working with A-list directors, sharing the screen with top talent. It's a dream come true." Claire's eyes widened as she glanced over the contract, excitement bubbling inside her. But as she read the fine print, a flicker of doubt crossed her face. The movie would require her to move to Los Angeles for months, far away from Genoa City and the life she had built here. "I don't know," Claire said slowly, looking up at her agent. "It sounds amazing, but there's so much going on here right now. My family, my relationships. I don't know if I can just up and leave." Her agent gave her a sympathetic smile. "I get it. But opportunities like this don't come around every day. You have to think about your future, Claire. This could open so many doors for you." Claire sighed, torn between the lure of Hollywood and her ties to Genoa City. The thought of leaving everything behind, even for a short while, was daunting. But the idea of starring in a movie was too good to ignore. "I need to think about it," Claire finally said, folding the contract and slipping it into her purse. I need some time." As she left the coffee shop, her mind raced with possibilities. Could she really walk away from everything she knew to chase a new dream? Chance's co-CEO offer. A complicated opportunity. Over at the Chancellor Mansion, Chance, Connor Floyd, was reeling from a surprising offer that had come his way. Sitting across from Devin, Brighton James, he listened as Devin made his pitch. An offer for Chance to become co-CEO of Chancellor Winters. "You've got the skills, Chance," Devin said, his tone confident. "You've proven yourself as a leader, and you've got the connections to take this company to the next level. I think we'd make a great team." Chance raised an eyebrow, clearly intrigued by the proposal. "Co-CEO. That's a pretty big leap, Devin. I'm not sure I'm ready to jump into something like that." Devin chuckled. "I think you're underestimating yourself. You've been running operations at the GCPD, and you've got a business background. I wouldn't be making this offer if I didn't believe you could handle it." Chance leaned back in his chair, considering the offer. It was tempting, no doubt about it, but it would also mean stepping into the corporate world full-time, something he had never fully committed to before. "I appreciate the vote of confidence," Chance said slowly, "but I need to think about it. This is a huge decision, and I don't want to rush into anything." Devin nodded, understanding the weight of the choice. "Take your time. But just know, I think this could be a great opportunity for you. Chancellor Winters is ready for a new chapter, and you could be a big part of that. As Chance walked away from the meeting, his mind was buzzing. The thought of becoming co-CEO was exhilarating, but it also brought a new set of responsibilities. Could he balance his personal life, his commitments to the police force, and the demands of running a major corporation? The episode ended with these three characters, Billy, Claire, and Chance, all standing at major crossroads in their lives, each faced with decisions that could change everything. As the drama in Genoa City continued to unfold, it was clear that nothing would ever be the same for these key players.